Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Momcast. So, once again, I have my daughter helping me, and I have to continuously move the computer so she can't get a hold of it. um, Alright, so last episode I went over the third trimester birth, blah 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 blah, BS. From there, it has been a long and tiring and rough road because my stitches got infected and I was in and out of the ER for 2 or 3 weeks. My mom actually had to come down and stay with us and help, revive me because my stitches were so bad and infected. And the nurses and doctors at the labor and delivery unit didn't tell me how to properly care for my stitches other than, yes, you can shower with your stitches. So now for any moms out there who don't know, when you have a cesarean and you have that belly flap, you have to lay down at least 2 to 3 times a day and let your stitches air out. And after you shower, you definitely have to make sure those stitches air out. And on top of that, what also helps is wearing a rag down there to kind of soak up all that moisture. So fun tip for anybody who doesn't want infected stitches, because I went through hell. Fast forwarding, my child had 4 ties that had to be cut. She wasn't gaining weight, and we didn't understand why she wasn't gaining weight. So I took her to a lactation consultant, and she got into my daughter's mouth and dug around, and she's like, well, your daughter has a posterior tongue tie, which is not allowing her to suck properly. She has 2 cheek ties, which, again, along with the suction, and then on her front lip she had a tie that wasn't allowing her to pop that lip open enough to properly form a seal on my boob. So sadly, I had to give up on breastfeeding, and I had to supplement with formula and start exclusively pumping, which, holy shit, I think breastfeeding would have been easier, because exclusively pumping, if anybody has ever done it, it's a pain in the fucking ass. And you're supposed to pump every 2 hours, which, if you're going by the rules in which the breastfeeding group told me, you pump every 2 hours, which means you start the timer when you start pumping. So it's really like an hour and a half, because you're supposed to pump for 30 minutes. So between all of that, I was losing my sanity, because what the hell are you supposed to do, right? It's like, oh, I have to pump to feed my baby, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to keep up with the house, I have to keep up with myself, I have to keep up with the baby. So really, I tip it off to the moms who can do that. Like, holy crap. Yeah. I was doing pretty good. I had my supply up. I was almost exclusively breastfeeding and then supplementing at night until about 5.5 months. We accidentally got pregnant because the fucking condom broke, and I miscarried, which is good because the doctor said I would have had to make a tough decision due to you're not supposed to get pregnant that soon after having a cesarean, which is why we were using condoms, and I can't be on birth control because it actually physically makes me sick. So, doing our best with condoms. Did you know that if you get pregnant again, it takes out your milk supply? So yeah, that was some bullshit. My supply tanked. I didn't have the time to get it back up. I was just so distraught and upset that I weaned myself, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. I had a good 6 months, because I hung it up at 6 months. Can you not bite the cat's ear, please? That's mean. I know he bites you and bites me. He gives love bites. He doesn't bite hard. But still, he doesn't deserve a infant biting him really hard. So, yep. We got her ties taken care of at about 2 months old. She's 7 months tomorrow. That was a long journey. We had to go to speech therapy to teach her how to eat, and we're doing baby-led weaning, which I highly suggest if you're going to do baby-led weaning. Really, 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 there is a book you have to get, and I will have to put it in the title because it is all the way across the house, and I can't move right now. I have a baby sitting on me. But it's written by a doctor, and she talks about safe ways to baby-led wean, which there's also a good app called Solid Starts, but my baby takes too big of bites. And I know you're not supposed to cut it up into small chunks for them because that's a choking hazard, but her taking a big huge bite of something is also a choking hazard. I de-choked her 3 times. I had to flip her upside down. Okay, before anybody freaks out, I am trained to do this. I know how to de-choke a baby. I know how to do baby CPR. I was a preschool teacher. So, yeah, I had to de-choke her so many times that I was like, you know what? I'm going to continue doing this, but I'm going to do it safer. So I do things a little bit differently. If I'm giving her meat, I make sure I chop it up really fine to where she can still chew the chunks that I give her, but I'm not giving her the option to bite off a big piece. As far as fruit goes, she does really good with fruit. What else? Oh gosh, I just don't know. She does really good with fruits. Yeah, I've fed her so many different foods already. It's incredibly fun and crazy at the same time, and she's chasing the computer. So yeah, she's way ahead on her everything. Currently, she's standing at. She started standing up at 6.5 months old. She sits up unassisted. She crawls everywhere. I can't leave her alone for 2 seconds or else she's gonna be gone. And she's trying to walk. She's getting herself to where she can balance, stand herself up, and then take a step or two and then fall. So, this is all at 6.75 to 7 months. She's 7 months old tomorrow. So I'm sitting here I don't think you're supposed to be doing this yet. And then I look at the chart of milestones that the doctor gave me, and it's oh yeah, you're really not supposed to be. But you know what? It's okay. She's incredibly advanced, and I will appreciate that. Because what else am I supposed to do? She came out grown up. Mrs. 2 foot tall and 10 pounds at birth. I wouldn't trade her for the world, though. She's awesome. And with that being said, I am almost out of time because YouTube only allows me to post 10-minute recordings. So I hope y'all have a great day. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know and check out my Momcast page on Facebook. Alright, thanks for following and thanks for listening. See you guys.